Hey y'all, Irix Guy here. Welcome back to another home gym video. Now today I'm going to assemble this preacher curl bench, and I'm going to tell you why I got it. Subscribe, stay tuned, check out my separate review video after I've assembled it. This video I'm going to go through step by step and assemble it. And by the way, you can expand this video's description and then click the link there to find where to order this preacher curl bench online. Several reasons I got it. Number one, it's red, and my primary power rack is red. And number two, it's got nice wheels, very good quality by the way, so that I can roll it around in my gym, so I don't have to keep it in a certain spot. So, and on top of that, the actual size of this, there's some of these preacher curl benches that are too large, and then you're having to, if you've got limited space in your home gym, if you've got something that's big enough, and you'll see once I assemble it, the pad, for me it's going to be the perfect size. But let's go ahead and dive in. I do want to mention I've never assembled one of these. This is my first time, so nothing is sugar-coated. I've laid out all my parts at a quick glance here, inventorying. Okay, I like this. I like how they had these shrink wrapped, very nicely labeled, and then also I've got the Allen wrench and the little knobs. So at a quick glance, I feel reasonably confident that I've probably got everything I need. So we're going to go through step one. We're going to take this piece with the wheels. It's going to go here. Let's see, make sure I can still see y'all on camera. Yeah, that y'all can see the assembly on camera. So we're going to lay this out and make it pretty much, my expectation is idiot proof. Okay, so I'm going to do the same orientation that it has. So actually I'm going to pivot here, and we're going to flip directions. So I'm going to do this over here. Then I've got short leg facing that way, which will be this way. This just makes it easier when you're assembling something like this. And then red feet. Doesn't look like there's a front and a back, so I don't think that matters. I'm going to stage that there. And then our parts, as I mentioned, very clearly labeled. So for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to start with this side. I'm going to get two number 10s, number 10 and two number 12s. And I would always recommend don't discard your packing material for anything like this until you're certain that you've gotten everything that you needed. And the only way to do that is to assemble it and see if you got everything that you needed. So for that reason, I haven't thrown. I unboxed it off camera to be organized, and if I've got everything that I am supposed to have, then I'll throw that box away after the assembly. Okay, so 13s and 12s. 12s are the bigger washers. I'm just going to go ahead and pull them all out. I know what they are. And that's one good thing when you've got things. These are visually radically different in size. So 13 is the smaller washer, 12 is the larger washer. And I'm about to use the 12, the larger washer, for what I'm about to do. Just going to put all those out here. So I've got them in front of me, trying not to disrupt the other labeling. Okay, so I've got that. So I take a number 10 and then a number 12, and that comes in from this outer side. And then the same on the other side here. Okay, and then we've got a 13 and a 15. So the 15 are these nuts. So I'm going to put all my 15s together here. It's easy if you do it linearly, meaning in a line. So I'm starting here and I'm working my way that way. I like the way they've presented these instructions. A lot of these types of things that you get to assemble yourself, they don't have instructions that are not as nice as these. So I've got my nuts, and then I've got 13. Well, 13 were these smaller washers that I already got. So I'm going to put a washer on this side, and then the nut. I'm just finger tightening it now. You know, don't feel like you got to rush. That, and then my nut on the same side here. And it has a little wrench with it. Actually, it has 2 wrenches. So you can actually do this and assemble it. But you know what I'm going to do? Since I've got a socket set, and not required, you know, it comes with this, but I'm going to get my socket set and make it easier. As the old saying goes, work smarter, not harder. So, we'll figure out which one of these fits. It's not that one. Not that one. Oh, it's not that one either. Oh, it is that one, thank goodness. So see, now what you can do is hold this. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to hold it with my other hand. This just makes it easier. So you can hold it. I'm using the wrench that came with it, but I'm using my socket set to tighten it. You could do it with the 2 wrenches, not a problem. But if you've got a socket set, why not, bro? I'm not going to get that too tight until I tighten this one beside it first. Yeah, the fit and finish of this thing is exceptional. You know, I bought it sight unseen. You never know what you're going to get sometimes, but it looks like it's built to last. Okay, that looks good. Now we're going to move to the front section, which is, let's see, 2 more number 10s, which are these big bolts. 2 more of these on the outer side. So basically the same technique. You're going to have 2 of these smaller washers and then 2 of the nuts for the inside. But take your bolts and your big washers from the outside, see? Just like we did here, just the opposite side of the device, of the machine. I'm going to stick this on here. But see, you can already see the small form factor of this. And I mean, I'm 6'2", but well, you know, like I said, this is the assembly video. But subscribe and ring that bell and check out my review video, because I want to show you, even being a bigger dude like I am, how well this will work and why I didn't need anything physically larger. Because it's like anything else, you know, you're buying something online, you start researching, you look at all these other brands, you look at things that are different colors, you look at things that, you know, preacher curl benches that don't have wheels. This does, which I like to roll around, and they're good quality. They feel like a skate, you know, like a inline skate type wheel. But you start looking at all that stuff, and then you find one that seems to be the perfect size and that's even the correct color, and you're like, whoa, dude, that's awesome, you know? So I'm ecstatic that so far so good with this assembly. And like I said, this feels solid. This is not, you know, some of these things like this that you get, they're just so cheap. This feels exactly like what I hoped it would. And what I'm really excited about, once we get it assembled, is to put my curl bar on it and see how that comes together. I mean, ultimately, that's the main thing. You want to make sure it fits your curl bar and lets you do your preacher curls. I mean, I've gotten fat and out of shape, and that's why I'm building out the proper home gym. Okay, that feels nice and tight. Very good, as they might say, fitment. F-I-T-M-E-N-T. Fitment. That's a word they use for like all sorts of things. It's a funny word, fitment. Okay, so we've got what I'll call the base assembled. Now we will, okay, there's the seat post. Okay, so there's the seat. We're going to do this strategically. We're going to use some strategery. So here's the seat. And the seat will be, okay, I'm going to go ahead for visual reference, since the way I'm reading this, now I'm in reverse. So I'm going to physically rotate this. So this is where, yep, see, this will be the seat, this will be the preacher curl piece, and then that'll be the bar holder down there. And that's further confirmed by the presence within the diagram of the wheels being on that end. So anytime you're assembling something like this, put it in the correct orientation according to the diagram so it's easier to follow. Yep, and that's good frames, easy for y'all to see. So this piece right here is the seat bottom, and it's going to use two 14 bolts, oh wait, two 11 bolts And then 14 washers. So those aren't the washers I've already got out. I've used all the big ones. I haven't used all the second size ones. So for this, in the corner of the sheet, I'm going to get out 14 and 11. Okay, so these are the 14 washers, and so I don't mix them up with the others, I'm going to put them over here. So those are the 14 washers, and then these are the 11 bolts. Diagram 11. There's not quantity 11. So I'm going to put those there. So now what we're going to do is get our seat, which is here. We're going to get our seat, and we're going to put this. There does not appear to be a front and a rear. So we're going to put that there. And then we're going to get our washer and just finger tighten it first. Do it a few times, make sure it's going in. And then the same thing, washer, finger tighten first. And like I said, you could use the tool that came with it, but what I'm going to do is use my socket set. Because I got a socket set, I might as well use the thing. I think that's the size. Yeah, that's the right size. You don't want to over tighten it. This feels like it's well made, but I don't want to. I never trust my luck. But you do want to get it tight enough. You don't want your butt jiggling around. Old jiggly butt. You don't want that. Okay, so here's this. Obviously it'll face that way. Very nice. And then we've got these little tightening knobs here, but I'm going to go ahead before I add those. I mean, this is what you'll use to adjust, and especially if you've got multiple people using it, you would use those to adjust. But let's go to the next piece, which is going to be the actual, it's going to be two-phased approach here. So we've got the post, which will have something attached to it. It's going to face this way. And if you notice, it looks like I'm looking funny. These are good. They came like lubricated. I got all this grease on these silver parts. No rust or anything. That's another thing worth mentioning. No rust visible. I mean, they did a phenomenal job with this. Now, let's see, so we've got, so the piece, this metal piece here, it's got two holes here. These holes are going to align with that. There does not appear to be a top and a bottom. Now, the question would be, and I can answer that, this would want to be flat. So this is, since, see these ridges, so that they're flat against that, this would go this way, with the ridges facing towards me. And that's demonstrated within the diagram too. Now, for these bolts, going into to this piece here, we're going to have to read this for a second. Just take a second. Make sure I get the correct. Okay, so this, the two bolts we haven't used yet, the 16s. This, for the middle part, is going to use 16s. Without a washer on that side, so these are going to go, these 16 bolts, and then they're going to go down to a okay, so they're going to use these, the largest washers in the beginning, the size down from the largest, going to use those, and then two of these bolts. So essentially what we're going to do is lift this up. Again, ridges will face towards the seat. Align these holes. And this is a heavy piece. So you drop those in there. And then once those are dropped in there, then from the other side, do my washer and then my bolt. I'm just going to finger tighten it and start out. And then this on the other side is Allen wrench. It comes with an Allen wrench. So let's stick it in the other side. The Allen wrench is there. Now this right here, this step is where the, if you got a socket set, where it really comes in handy. But see, now what I'm running into, my socket's not that deep, so I'm actually going to have to finish it off using the this piece. Which this works fine too. So if you didn't have the socket set, you would just do it with this the entire way. Okay, that's good and tight. Now I'm going to do this other one, starting out with the socket since I have it, and then finishing with the included tool. I cannot express how high quality the fit and finish is. So I mean, that is sturdy. There's a little bit of jiggle, obviously, because I don't have the little screw piece installed yet for the height adjustment. Okay, now we're going to mount the pad, and we're going to use for it, let's see, 11, which was this one. And then the washer. And this doesn't have a nut because it's going to go into the base of the pad. Obviously make sure the padded part's facing the seat. That's preacher curl bench, that's what you want. So I'm just going to stick it through here, drag it down to where I see it visually lining up. Finger tighten it a handful of times. Do the same, and again, it's just the bolt and the washer. And see, that's another reason you don't want to tool tighten it until you get it in with your finger first. See, because then you can pull it back and visually realign if you need to. Okay, now I've gotten both sides aligned. I'm going to find my socket for this. Okay, that feels great. Now I'm going to do the other side. Okay, that's perfect. Now, we still got our two big bolts. Remember these? It looks like there may be a few spare washers. Well, I'll say that once I finish, but okay, so we're going to get, for the front piece, we're going to have, these are going to go down. There'll be a washer on the top. Oh, so this piece obviously will go in first. Make sure your holes face the hole where the pin's going to go in a little bit. I'm just going to stick it in now without the pin for the downwardmost position. So that goes there. And then on top of it, you've got this piece. And then again, the big bolt, the washer. Okay, got that one. Now I'm going to do the big bolt and the washer for the other side. Got that. There's your, okay, a washer, a nut. So for starting out, I'm just gonna, I put a washer on, now I'm gonna put my nut on. I drop the washer, just put it back. Again, just finger tightening washer and then the nut. And what you may want to do here, completely optional, but what I'm going to do is lift this off. Actually, it may be easier to leave it on. Yeah, it actually is. What I'll do is grab the bottom . I'm not going to tighten it all the way yet. And you can see this you can line up a little bit. So take your time, make sure everything looks lined up before you tighten it a lot. All I mean by that is that it can, before you tighten it, there's that silver piece where the black meets the silver. And just visually make sure it looks perfect. Mine does. that looks good. Now, what we will do are these little pins here where you can adjust the height. And there's 3 of them. And by the way, again, expand this video's description and click the link there to find where to order this online. But I did want to point out, if you order one, these little pins that I'm installing now, they were in a cardboard box. So be sure, like I mentioned earlier, when you're assembling, don't throw away your cardboard box until you're certain that you've assembled and there's no missing parts. It would be easy to inadvertently throw your box away, the box that contains these pins. So basically all you do here is choose your desired height and then screw in the pin. So it's adjustable. If you had multiple people using it, you could adjust. This is just the assembly video, but I mean, I think I'm going to bring well, I don't know. I'm going to adjust it after I use it. But the last piece is this piece right here. I'm going to keep the seat in its downward. This is the downward most position, and I can adjust accordingly. Like I said, subscribe, ring that bell, check out my home gym videos playlist, and you'll see my review. This is just the assembly, so there it is. It's assembled. And what do I have left? I've got my wrench. I've got one washer like that, one washer like this. I've got my Allen wrench, and then I've got a second wrench. Super simple. As you saw step by step, I've never assembled this before. Highly recommend it. Again, this was just the assembly. Look at how, see, a lot of these, we'll talk more about it in the review video. Subscribe, ring that bell, and expand this video's description, and click the link there to find where to order it online. Y'all have a good day.
Hey y'all, iRick Sky here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.